Hey guys, so I was going to do my year 8 sketchbook part 2 and I went looking for the folders, well my dad actually did, and he brought down what looked like them but in fact were filled with lots of my old primary school work. So I thought I'd show you some of that. It also has some art in there as well, so it kind of links onto it. It's like really early stages of when I got into art. But oh my god, I've had to be so careful of not like looking at it, like there's a story like right there and I just want to read it, so I'm so excited to see what is there. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all I'm going to start with this. Now this is a story, it's quite long so I won't read all of it to you. I'll read it all but then I'll skip to like the important parts. It's called A Midnight Scare. And I remember writing this and I did it like a gravestone, kind of like, you know, with little like sketches in the background, and I'm so excited to read it. Okay, A Midnight Scare. It was the year 1607 in October. It was a rainy day. It all started with a fright and a scare and an accident that was never meant to happen. Poppy's mum had died and it was awful. Poppy was crying for weeks, months even. She and her grandma lived in a cottage together. Poppy's dad had gone out to sea. He gave her this thing. What was it? At first she didn't know what it was, but as soon as she got older, she understood it more. Poppy's grandma tricked her into doing bad things herself wouldn't do. It was like death arising from their graves in the cold, bitter night. Fancy. Poppy's exams were coming up. She needed somewhere that was quiet as a mouse squeaking in a howling winter night. Do you guys ever have to do those? Kind of like similes and metaphors and stuff. That's what I was trying to do. Poppy thought she got an idea. The cemetery. The next day Poppy thought she would leave at 6 o'clock in the evening, though it was very windy. She sat down on the bench. She heard a whisper. What was it? She clenched onto the telescope that her dad gave her tightly. Bring, bring, her phone went. She picked it up and her grandma gave her a call saying, your dad has died out at sea. His boat sank. From your grandma. Poppy stood up and cried on her work, which made it soggy and wet. She started to walk home angry and sad, but as soon as she took a step, she disappeared. Where did she go? Years had passed and it was now 1805. A little lonely girl called Gemma lived in a cottage with her grandma. Gemma needed something to do for exams for homework. She thought and thought till she decided the cemetery. She went the next day, even though it was a gloomy weather. She went at 6 o'clock in the evening. Her grandma was cooking, so she had to be back at 6:30. Gemma opened the gate as it creaked silently. She sat down on the bench as she tripped over something shiny in the corner. She picked up. It was a telescope. She put it in her backpack as she sipped it firmly. She sat down. Gemma heard a whisper. She turned around but there was nothing there. The whisper did it again. Who was it? She turned around and there looking at her with a black cat by her side was the Wicked Witch. Gemma ran as fast as she could. She brang. That's not even a word. Do you know how many times when I hear someone say the word brang, it kills me? She brung the telescope with her and ran to the cottage into her room, and there sitting on her chair, doodling in her book, was Poppy. Ooh! To be honest, when I was younger I thought that was so good and I loved it, so. Now, if you guys didn't know, in primary school I was such a massive doodler. Even in carrying on in secondary school, I do it all the time in my books. On Fridays we would have this thing called doodle time. It was the best thing ever. We were given like a doodle book and we could all draw in it whilst our teacher read a book. And something I doodled was this. How cool is that? Now, I do recognise these characters, although I didn't really know them that well, but I'm pretty sure someone asked me to draw them, so I did, and then turned out pretty well. I was always quite good at copying kind of those cartoon characters from like just like a picture in front of me without having to like trace it and stuff like that. So I did that, and then I did like little butterflies in the corners. Oh. Right, this is something else. I think we were like coming to the end of the year and you're just allowed to do whatever you want. Oh my god. Okay, so I've done like a couple of paintings here. It says Hagbane's Doom, which was the play that I was a main role in when I was in year 6, because like I was always so shy and quiet. And my mum was like, go on, just go for it. And then I ended up getting one of the main parts, which was so much fun. I loved it lots and I wish I could go back. So I did a little drawing of that. I think you had to draw like your favourite things, I'm not sure. And then I've got a picture of my teacher. She was like my favourite teacher in the whole of my primary school. She was so nice, and I had her for year 5 and year 6, because whoever you had in year 5 you had for year 6 as well. Then I've got Red Nose Day down here. That was always so much fun. We do so much cool stuff on Red Nose Day. And then last of all, I have the year 1 wedding. I don't know if you guys ever did this, but in year 1 we had a year 1 wedding, and everyone was given like a part and stuff. And I was given the role of a little bridesmaid. I was so happy. Like, if I wanted that role I would have had it. And then I have the 4 other bridesmaids, which are all my friends, and I've got all their like nicknames. Coco, Kiki is mine, MZ and Dee Dee. Oh, this is probably one of my favourite paintings that I did when I was in primary school. It is, I don't know how we can see that because there's a lot of detail going on, but we were doing like Scrooge and stuff, so I've done Scrooge, and he is, where is he? Right there in his money office. But if I show you, it's like a town street, and I've got like, you know, holly and stuff. It's meant to be during Christmas time, and I've got like carts and people and the sea. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. So cool. It took me ages, and I just did that using watercolours, but I love it. I then got a ballerina here. I remember we had to choose something, and then I chose a ballerina, and then you had to do it different styles. So this is just one where she's all in colour, but everything else is just drawn outline. And I think I did this using oil pastels, because they have kind of that texture to them. You can kind of blend them as well, so I did that. I then got this photo here, and I will do a close-up of it because if I go too close it's going to be blurry. This is a Red Nose Day, and this is like some of my class in here, and that's me there and then my best friend. And I remember at the end of primary school we were giving out lots of photos that they had of us, and this was one of them that we were given, and it's just so cute. Okay, so ever since I found this, I've been dying to read it. It's called Fantasy World, a story by Kyanna, and it's got a picture of Narnia in the front. Oh my god, I'm so excited. It's quite long. Oh my god! Oh, you have like a sneak peek at it. Okay, chapter 1. Once there were 4 children whose names were Will, Sophie, Edward and Lizzie. Will was 16 years old, and Sophie was 14 years old, and also Edward. He was 11 years old, and Lizzie, the youngest, she was 9-year-old. They were going to stay with a friend of theirs in a big house in the countryside because of World War II, and it was also safer there. You can see I got this from Narnia, can't you? When they got there, Lizzie asked Will if she can play hide and seek. Oh my god. Will said, okay. So they started to play. Lizzie decided to go all the way to the top of the big house. It was dark and spooky. She was very scared. No one had been there for years, but Lizzie was brave and she went. The door creaked and there was a winter wonderland. She was very, very excited. And here I've got a little drawing that I did of the winter wonderland. Chapter 2. Lizzie felt like she was dreaming, so she went in closer. She said, shall I go in or not? She knew it might be safe, so she decided to go through the door. It was so fantastic. When she got through, she decided to have a bit of fun. Then she saw a familiar rabbit, but he was very big for a rabbit. She said, hello, but the rabbit didn't reply to Lizzie. She thought the rabbit wasn't very polite, so she said hello again, and the rabbit said hello back. She said, I've never seen a rabbit as big as you before. The rabbit said, I know, but he said to Lizzie, do you want to come for tea at my house? Said the rabbit. Lizzie answered back and said, yes please. So off they both went. Do 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 dee 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 dee. I don't know why I wrote that. They sang and skipped as they went along. The rabbit said, we better go before the spies spy on us. Why did I write that spy? Said Lizzie. Ah, said the rabbit. That makes no sense. Oh my goodness. Okay, here is a little drawing that I did, and it's got little, what's her name, Lizzie there. And I've got like an evil tree. I'm pretty sure that's the spy. And that's the cloud. And it's 3D. It's wicked. Oh wait. I've just realised, look who's stuck in the middle of the page. Come out. I think I broke his foot. Yeah. Oh, he's not sticking. I'll put him up here so you can see. But do you see that thing right by my finger? It's the little rabbit. Okay. Maybe he was safe being pushed in the middle because then he won't fall out. So we're kind of about halfway now. I'm going to stop at chapter 3 because it gets exciting, okay? So if you want to see the continued of Fantasy World, then like this video. Okay, I've got some other photos here. So this one is of me when I was younger. I loved doing my hair in bunches. I've got another photo next to me of my hair in bunches, and I've just drawn like a flower and a card. I think it's something for Mother's Day that I did. But how cute do I look? Right, you guys aren't even prepared for this, right? A couple of weeks ago, I was thinking about the time when my class made these planets, and I made something called the Candy Planet, and it was so bright and colourful. And then when my dad found the folders, I found it! This is like, I was so proud of this, and loads of people thought it was so cool because it was so colourful. So this is my Candy Planet, as you can see, and here I have, it's kind of like, you know, like Saturn and Jupiter with the ring around it, and it has Candyland on it. And then I have this massive long train track, the Candy Toy Shop, Candy Hat Shop, a normal shop, and the Candy Hotel. And then on this hotel you had to describe everything that was on it, or kind of on it. Candyland is a land that has lots of candy and is very colourful. Candyland has shops, a train, hotel and many houses. Candyland has different candy people and they speak English. They are candy floss with arms, legs and hair. Candyland's weather is sometimes warm and is sometimes wet. On Monday it's sunny and Tuesday it's sunny cloudy. And Wednesday it's thunder and lightning, and Thursday it's raining, and Friday it's sunny, and Saturday it's raining, and Sunday is thunder and lightning. Wow. Okay. You don't even know how excited I am to show you this right now. I think we're to make some sort of like sea creatures, like, and I made like a starfish, like half starfish and half fish, and I put some really cute eyes on it, and oh my god, how adorable is it? I just want it to be like a real pet. And this, I think, was definitely used oil pastels, and I just used yellow and orange and did a little bit of blend. It's so cute. Right, I'm going to show you guys one more thing because I have so much stuff left over and this video is going to be so long. So I'm just going to do one more thing. Okay, I've decided to choose the Bed Dreamer. This is all laminated and fancy, how cool. So I made this in 2008 in March. Crazy. So did you guys ever have like learning objective, learning intention? They have like LI, LO and LE or LA, I don't know. And this was to invent a space-aged mode of transport for use on my planet and annotate its important functions. That's why I chose this to link with the Candy Planet. Fire to help go forwards, a cover to keep you warm, lie on the pillow and imagine to steer, so that's how you steer. Wood to keep you away from the fire, even though Kyanna, wood does catch on fire, so we'd have to do some health and safety checks. And then I've got fire to help it fly up and wings to gently push you along. As you can see, I loved rainbow things, so I'd always do rainbow stuff. Okay, and on the back it has how to operate it. Number 1 is start by getting into the Bed Dreamer. 2, make yourself comfortable. 3, lie on the pillow and picture where you want to go to steer around. 4, if you want to go left, picture going left. 5, if you want to go right, picture going right. 6, if you want to go forward, you picture going forward. I think they get the gist now, Kyanna. Number 7, if you want to go gently along, you picture going gently along. Number 8, for your safety, always keep your arms and legs inside the cover to keep warm and for your safety. Invented by Kyanna Cleve. And there we have it. So, if you guys want to see another primary school reacting video, do give this a thumbs up because I'm definitely willing to do this again. I've got so many more stuff and I've got so many more stories I want to read so badly, so please let me do another one. Or I just may have to do it anyway. So if you guys enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up like I just said. And I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye!